The road felt very different after that, and Cassandra Lee did not stop at any other farms or homesteads on the way to Katapash. She no longer felt so alone. The horrible, hateful incident with Nasreen had been only the beginning. The other people who lived in the back of her mind were awake then, and they could interact. They could speak with her voice if she let them, or if she let her guard down, and they could show her pictures in her mind. Mostly they showed her a distant place, told her all about where the land was dry and dead and the plants were shriveled and stunted, but the mountains were built from polished silver and gleamed in the sun. They showed her people emerging from the mountains, people who looked just like her. These other Cassandra Lees seemed to remember their birth deep inside this mountain in some sort of machine. It was like a glass and steel coffin, but instead of holding the remains of the dead as they fell away piece by piece, this machine put her and others like her together. She watched others being born this way in her memories with the fascination she shared with all of her ancestors. There was some missing piece to the process, an invisible spark of life that seemed to enter these beings, quite independent of the machines themselves, like there were souls out there, circling through the air, searching and waiting for vessels to lighten. These wonders filled her days and her nights, and the journey rolled by with unprecedented speed. She never forgot what she did, and the guilt ebbed away only slowly, but Cassandra Lee couldn't let that stop her. And besides, well, she'd stopped praying to Bri every morning, imploring her for spells. She didn't remember exactly when she'd called out to the Whispering Bronze last. One morning she simply realized that she hadn't done it in quite a while. It was so easy to miss, she realized, because the goddess's magic was simply there for her every morning. No prayers required. The same divine magics and more, stronger than ever before, spontaneously burst forth from some inner wellspring of power that she didn't know she had. These were gifts from the ancestors who shared her body, she guessed, rather than Bri herself. The power of a god, but coming only from her. As Cassandra Lee walked and contemplated, she wondered about those souls flying through the air, invisible and inscrutable. Where did they come from? What were they made of? This is Pod Against the Machine.
Pod Against the Machine.
Welcome back to Pod Against the Machine, the only Pathfinder actual play podcast that sinks its fungal filaments deep into your skin and takes away your volition. I'm your host, and here's everybody.
Not my volition.
Oh, man.
Remix to Volition.
Oh, no. No.
Remix to volition.
It's...
I'm not gonna. Really liked that song, probably a little bit too young.
Hey. It's a freaking weekend, baby. About to have me some fun in this cave.
This is all a lot of R. Kelly references. We're totally keeping it.
100%.
100%.
What did happen a week ago? I remember because it was only a week, and I have a memory that lasts that long. The party said their goodbyes from Iden Vey, teleported back to the Scar of the Spider, met up with their friends who'd camped out at Peter's, and then they went back to the fungal caves to try to figure out what was going on those other floors. They first went to the passage up that was on the southwestern side of the cave, which led into an open to the air kind of cave chute, which they climbed up and found a weird little kind of mini cave at the top there, where there were a bunch of Vuniths, little weird reptile monsters with 6 legs that were pretty easy to deal with. There was also a basket full of filament discs that can, take away your volition in case you need that sort of thing. Then they hopped back down and cruised on over to the exact opposite side of the cave, over to the boss fight room, where there was another passage up. They climbed up there and found, miraculously, a dry room. Probably the first dry room they've seen in quite some time that wasn't, in a town. And as they looped around a stone pillar in that dry room, they found sitting in a kind of alcove on the northern side, a low flat rock with a single dark metal cylinder sitting on it. And that's where we are now.
And I'm sure after fighting the lizard things, everybody suddenly remembered, oh yeah, we bought stuff in Idenvay, and then I'll put that on.
So who, remind me, because it was actually just, a week or yesterday, or who is touching the cylinder? Who, found and elevated the cylinder to the ba-ba-ba-ba?
Well, I don't think Link has grabbed the cylinder yet. I think we're kind of in a situation where, and based on who's in the front of the map here, Tarazi, Brixby, and Alwyn are all kind of within sight of it, whereas Kira and the NPCs are a little bit around the corner there. Before we get too far into investigating the cylinder, Izzy, could Kira just make me a quick will save?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Okay, this is fine. It's gonna be fine. Pretty sure that's the same thing I got last time, which was not good. That is a 7 off the die for a... Okay. Wait, I'm not raging.
No,
7 off the die for an 18.
Well, canonically, you're so mad about cylinders. So I think
I
just
do
found
hate
one
cylinders.
Probably did make you rage. It's a free action.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I marked that down. That probably won't come into play at any point in the future.
You're gonna make me smash the thing and everyone's gonna be so mad.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Everything seems normal.
Sure.
Now, this cylinder, now that we're not going to bed, we have a second to look at the cylinder. I'm going to pop a picture in the Discord. This
a picture of it
is a dark, kind of bronzy metal cylinder sitting on 3 metal legs with intricately coiled metal on it. And then at the top, there's a glass spherical bubble which has 3 kind of electrodes poked into it along the top of that, and inside this spherical bubble there is a slightly luminescent green liquid and what appears to be a humanoid brain.
What sort of knowledge brain tank are we going to roll here? If we were...
We'd be looking at an Engineero. I would also accept a Dark Tapestry lore.
Nice.
Ooh, okay. You ready?
Tarazi only gets a 22 total on that Robert Engineero.
I only
Higher
get a
than my
28.
18.
Well, it's a kind of a shockingly low DC on this thing. But this is a MeGo brain cylinder. This little piece of technology is used to store the surgically extracted brain of a large or smaller creature to continue its functioning even after it has been removed from the body. Technically, the creature from whom the brain was harvested is dead, but as long as the brain remains in the cylinder, the creature can continue to think. Dials on the cylinder's side control whether the brain can see, hear, or speak, using the speaker built into the cylinder surface. Theoretically, the brain inside can speak in and understand any languages it knew in life. It doesn't retain any sort of abilities it had in life other than some skills, including purely mental abilities. MeGo typically preserve humanoid brains in this manner when they wish to interrogate a creature at a later date, or when they wish to preserve a creature as a resource for consultation for research purposes.
Personally, I find the imprisonment
this style of imprisonment to be particularly abhorrent. That said, I think before we potentially release whichever poor soul or whatever still remains in that, we might want to hear what they have to say. How does everyone else feel? It looks like there's some dials over here.
It's the hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil monkeys with dials.
Basically.
Little
Their
sense of
Migo
humor.
faces.
Yes, absolutely.
So you don't know which one's which because their faces are all just tentacles coming out of a shrimp.
It's giving opening of Baldur's Gate 3 vibes. That's what I'm feeling. Yeah, sorry for anyone who hasn't played the opening yet.
No, I do also get some vibes for the a different Pathfinder 2e module. I won't say which. Tarazio, though, would agree with Brixby. Just nod. I think he's... If a snake could get pale, he would look like this is super messed up. Kind of give you that impression. Yeah.
I think Alwyn would also say, yes, we should talk to them and make sure they're friendly before we do anything else. But I agree that it's awful to leave someone stuck in this condition.
Let's be like diplomatic or whatever about their current state. Maybe we start with just the hearing and the speaking, and the seeing can come later. Because I do not know the awareness of this brain of its general situation.
What knobs are on now?
Currently, all the knobs are off.
Off. Okay, cool.
It'd
I
be
was
so
just waiting for that
embarrassing.
brain to be like, ooh, awkward.
We turn it all the way up to the Spinal Tap 11 on both the hearing and the speaking.
Well, when you turn on the speaking one, I will spare you the audio of it, but what you hear is tinny, raspy, and it's 18 consecutive seconds of just screaming. As
Oh no.
just
Aw.
like as this thing kind of, I mean, the brain, it doesn't have a mouth, and yet it must scream.
Oh no.
Aw.
And
You hate to see
after it kind of runs out of momentum as this scream goes on long enough that it probably leaves everybody's ears ringing. But eventually, like as the scream kind of peters out, the voice inside it, which is all distorted and metallic, goes like, "Where am I? What's going on?"
You are safe. Your captors are dead. Who are we speaking with?
This is Lieutenant Aberdeen Therese Holliard of the Technic League.
Oh, mon cher.
Ha ha ha! Lieutenant Therese, I have been looking for you. I can't see any of you. Why can't I see any of you?
Brixby, like, lifts a thumb and does the gladiator thing where they kind of, like, twist it up and down, try to get people's, like, general temperature. What's everyone's thumb situation looking like?
Down.
So
You'll be fine.
we got a snaky thumb down and a Kira thumb up.
Alwyn just kind of smiles and gives a thumbs up because he doesn't get why this
He's
is
never
awkward.
seen Gladiator.
Is this
like-
where, I mean,
He's
do
thinking of it
animal
like, she
companions...
asked a question, answer.
Fair. Do animal companions also break the democratic cycle as well as the action econ? I'm kidding. No.
Yeah, what's King's mode?
I love Levi, and I am so happy that both of you are in this party, honestly. Thank goodness. But no, yeah, does Levi get to vote? Probably not. That's not fair. I don't,
Yeah, what
I
about
don't
Kingsley?
really know.
Kingsley's
yeah,
got
right.
Arms.
This is a real slippery slope we're getting into here. Anyway, I turn on the brain's ability to see.
And he kind of goes silent for a second and goes, whatever you did, thank you. I can see now, but I can't feel anything. I can't move. I don't understand. Have they done something to me?
Brixby looks at Alwyn and is like Kira and Tarazi and also kind of gestures towards Alwyn and does the because Brixby's making a horrible grimace.
Yeah.
He's not good at delivering bad news. That is definitely part of his negative charisma score.
I think Alan will kind of swap places with Brix and say, hello, Lieutenant. The creatures, the Migo, seem to have done some surgery on you. And you aren't exactly how you were before anymore.
I don't understand. What did they do? Can you... I don't know. Can you show me a mirror?
Does
Is there a... Oh, yeah.
I was just wondering if Hersek had a picture of them, and we could do that whole put the picture over the peephole, so you look in and you think somebody's in the room, but it's really just a
Good.
picture.
He tried to-
Or
Classic brain in a jar reflection hijinks. I totally feel
or
you.
look at the picture so we can do an image of them.
God, that's so messed up.
Oh, do we?
We
still
have
the
that
projector?
thing. Yes,
do.
the projector.
We do have
Make a 3D model from the picture with the projector and put that in front
Here's
of
what
them.
you don't look like.
Unfortunately, I don't
Tell
think
them
you
it's a
have
high-tech mirror.
Unfortunately, I don't think you have a picture of the race to work off of.
Even better, someone quick, stick figure.
Could I roll a sense motive to see exactly how freaked out they would be, or to guess how freaked out they'd be if I told them, you're a brain in a jar?
Sure, go for it.
I want to know
so
what
that is
vibe
a-
you give off that you're cool with being told that you're a brain in the jar.
Yeah. That would be a 15 sense motive, just kind of how they've acted so far, whether I think breaking this news is going to...
Well,
obviously
it
it's going to be bad, but he's kind of fishing for, is it going to be so bad they're just going to, break off conversation altogether type thing.
More screaming.
likely he's going to freak out. There will probably be more screaming. On the plus side, he can't have a heart attack at this particular time.
You can have an
still on the
aneurysm.
table, though. Exactly.
I think you can probably tell that this is an intelligent enough person that probably once he recovers from the initial shock, he will recognize at least that he doesn't have really any recourse but to deal with the people in front of him.
Okay, then I think he's going to say, well, I'm not exactly sure how they did it. Brixby or Tarazi, or maybe some of your friends, if any of them are still around, might be able to explain it better, but they seem to have taken your brain and put it into some kind of device that's keeping it alive. I don't know where your real body is, or if it's even still around. Because he said there isn't like a body sitting anywhere or anything, right?
And behind the stone, there's like a just like webbing of fungus kind of into the wall. But that's about all there is. So there could be something there. It's probably not big enough for a body, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm assuming his body is inside a gug somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, you probably already saw his skull just on the way through. I'll spare you the audio once again of the screaming and crying.
Yeah, another
and
18 minutes of screaming.
But eventually he settles down. He's just like, well, if you can, if I'm still conscious, you still have my brain. You can take me if you can take me back to Starfall, they can revive me. I can reward you handsomely. And Hersek will go, oh, indeed, I will be taking you back to Starfall. I'm sure your friends have been worried about you. He'll kind of step towards the jar, and he's kind of trying to squeeze by Alwyn to go pick it up.
No, Tarazi doesn't let him just go do that.
Excuse me, Tarazi. This is what I came for. Obviously not exactly what I had in mind, but
Ho ho!
Yes, surely we can gather just some information before you take the good lieutenant away.
Of course, I was just I am in no hurry. I suppose we have waited this long. Are you in a hurry, Lieutenant? I would like to get a body back as quickly as I possibly can.
Understandable. Before you begin your journey back to Starfall, there was a rumor I heard that perhaps you were here on your own sort of mission, unsanctioned perhaps. What were you looking for in this scar of the spider?
I was scouting on behalf of the Technic League, just checking if there were any sites of technological interest in the area. We do that from time to time.
Alwyn would like to roll intimidate, and he is going to say, that's very strange, because we heard from Hirsek here, who was hired by the League to bring you back, that you had simply gone missing. Now, clearly there's probably been some kind of misunderstanding, right? And I'm sure if you told us why you're actually here, we would forget hearing it or anything like that, and it wouldn't make it back to the rest of them, right?
Can I help on that intimidate with just a...
Sure.
Oh, unless you don't.
Yeah, before I
need
say
it.
what I rolled, go ahead, Aid.
Kira will hear this going down and step forward and be like, I hope you're not lying. I really don't like liars. And we'll just rev? Do you rev a chainsaw?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
AIDS.
Oh, wow. So that's... holy crap, that's going to be really high.
That's...
Is it at least a 10?
I give you like a 40-something to aid.
Okay. Yeah, and that is a 36 intimidate.
So Therace's brain, you can see bubbles come out as it kind of shudders in the jar a little bit there, and it goes. I am slightly off my predestined course. I am something of a specialist amongst the members of the League. I study the entities of the Dark Tapestry. I came here on news of sightings of alien technology, in which I was hoping to secure samples and perhaps find ways to use the strange and biological technologies that may be found here to rival those that came from Androtha.
And did you find anything like that before you were captured? Or did you find possibly any Androthan technology either?
I did not find any Androthan technology. We came partially because of the Annihilator robots that have been seen in this area, but we did not find them before I unfortunate encounter with the Miko, which obviously I have found the Miko. Half of my party I sent into the swamp to the south. I don't know what they found. I haven't heard back from them.
And how many people total were in your party?
There were a dozen of us.
How are they supposed to contact you?
We were supposed to reconvene. That we weren't supposed to be overcome by the alien creatures. I mean, we have skilled spellcasters amongst our number, some martial fighters. I thought that we had more than enough strength, but obviously I was incorrect.
Obviously. Where were you going to reconvene at?
We totally, like all responsible adventuring parties, had a predetermined and set place that we were going to connect up, in the morning, like you always do. It was specifically set and everybody knew it, and we talked about it.
Sense motive.
Yeah, I get a good sense of motive. I should do that too.
10.
Low roll on that, though. It was only a 14.
I mean, you do think that they had some kind of plan for a place to meet, but I don't have a specific place marked out. Just some probably around where you found Hersic, kind of splitting the difference between the two directions.
Yeah, that little spit of land that he was on.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to ride on my friend's scary coattails here, but I want to remind you a lot of bad things can happen to a brain in the desert. So this is a final opportunity to share anything that even this handsome sellsword rapscallion may not know about your employer and league, the Technic League. We, like you, don't value material things of this planet, while you covet the technology of the stars. We also share a love of knowledge, and that's pretty much all you have right now. Frankly, if you don't mind, I'm kind of blunt. But,
Is there anything, specific that you'd like to know? I can attempt to answer any questions you might have.
How long has it been since, it was literally, book 2 that we shook down the Texas League guy? Was it book 3? Book 2?
No.
Yeah.
And Scrapple, that's book 2.
It was
Nolek
book 2.
was book 2, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a little while since we've, tried to wring out any basic Technic League structural info, right? It's the last time that we even had an interaction with them was the gargoyle that died of natural consequences.
So windy.
so, everything that you can tell us about the Technic League, the less that you knew of it. Who holds the power? What is it they want? What is it they're trying to do? And anything else you want to share. Consider basically every syllable, every word, another safe stride at this handsome man's side. Maybe it'll get you all the way back to Starfall. I was going to say your tongue, but that's not really fair. So your prefrontal cortex, or get talking.
Osmond Zydo is in charge of the League. He took control over from Zernabeth some time ago. Gartone is sort of chief amongst his lieutenants and operates the sort of wider scouting network. That's Gartone is my direct employer. There are as far as what the League itself wants, they want to gather technology and seize control of the the wreck at the Silver Mount. Osmond, of course, he made it deeper in than anyone has ever returned from before. He came back with untold secrets that I'm afraid I'm not privy to, but that's how he ascended to power. He's seen marvels that no one living has.
Thank you. So one more question. If you were put back in a body, honestly, what would you do? Like with your life?
I assume I would resume my employment, resume my studies of the creatures of the Dark Tapestry, but at a safer distance now. I believe I have been disabused of the notion of attempting to contact them directly after this adventure.
Speaking of prudent use of contact and unilateral communication, we just... Brixby puts his hand over his mouth as he turns down all 3 dials. Bad connection. It's like a long silence. I don't know if I want him to go back.
If I may, Brixby, I need to bring him back. It is my duty. That's what I've been employed to do.
But what if you found him dead?
I believe I have essentially found him dead.
Dead,
I suppose if he were to suffer some sort of unfortunate accident that rendered him incapable of continuing to function, that would be no real difference for me as long as I could find a way to prove that it was him, perhaps if we found his belongings.
Brixby looks mixed about this. Like, I'm not... Like, there is evil in this person and what they do, but it is also, like, couched in this sort of very scientific and removed pursuit of knowledge, which has also been used to advance evil multiple times in Galarian and our own world. But he also doesn't really love the senseless taking of life, but this is also a pretty miserable life, and I can't really imagine that the Technic League are just going to be like, here you are, the 6 million gold man, have an excellent existence after this. So I am concerned about the information that he could relay to your employers specifically. That is my concern, and how that affects the safety of everyone else here, all of them.
I don't think we should let him go.
I am not sure one way or the other. Unlike the rest of you, the League hasn't really done anything to me, but... well, the people who hurt Asher so badly, they were working with the League, so I don't trust them, and I agree with Brixby that them having access to the kinds of things this lieutenant may have learned seems to be a bad idea.
Tarazi would kind of scoot behind the brain and just start to kind of pick through the fungus and see if they conveniently left, like Therese's backpack and ID badge and stuff there. You said it couldn't hold a body, but maybe that's where his stuff is.
It does indeed look like kind of tied up in this webbing, or this fungal webbing has been sort of spread out over Therese's belongings.
Oh.
So,
Nice.
You see a ring, a gun, a wand, 2 wands actually, like a plastic card that looks like an access card except that it's red. And you see a few spell books.
use spell books.
Oh. And of course, like any good spellcaster, it says like property of Lieutenant Aberdeen Thrace Holy Art on them.
I mean, I assume amongst these things there's like a Technic League badge and whatnot.
Like on a lanyard. Is he like a lanyard or is he like a pull string guy? I feel like that's.
He's totally a pull string guy.
He's definitely a pull string guy.
So, yeah, I mean, I think we have ample evidence here with this.
Oh, wow. He like holds the photo up on the employee badge next to the brain floating in the jar and is like,
I don't know if this actually isn't an improvement or not, but looks like he did leave an employee badge in here, so I feel like this would be sufficient. This and this wallet filled with what appears to be 18 or so children that he loved. Seem to have really taken after their father, though. Oh, anyway, wow.
They all look like brains in jars.
They're all just brains. Yeah.
So, like, tear out the pages of the spells that we want. Keep all the goodies except for, the torn up spell books. Oh no, we found it with the, clearly he was dead.
and he totally only had shield and acid arrow in his spell book.
I mean, we could just let Levi chew on it a little bit, make it clearly a wild animal.
Yeah, let's maybe see what magic is back here. I feel like I should put like a blanket over him as we discuss.
Brixby yeah, it's like a parrot, but also kind of like that thing where you eat the songbird and you put the napkin over your face so they can't see that you're, you know what I'm talking about? Like there's like a gustatory thing where like you eat a songbird, but you kind of do it like under a napkin. So like the thought is so God doesn't see you eat like
So
a
God
bird.
doesn't
It's
see
like
you.
absolutely horrific. I think it started in like the Middle Ages or something like that.
in like France.
Sounds
or
like some real
somewhere. It was,
Europeans.
yeah, yeah. It was like a canary or something. It was some awful thing. I know exactly
Yeah.
what you're talking about, and that isn't a joke either. The whole like hiding under a napkin so God doesn't see you thing. Like that's literally.
No,
Yeah.
that it doesn't. I take you at 100% at face value.
No, it was. That was exactly it. No, that was 100%. Yeah, it was the idea that like God wouldn't see you destroy something of such beauty. Like Shaylin wouldn't see you destroy this little. Anyway, I'm gonna roll spellcraft over this brain stuff. I got a 35.
That is sufficient to recognize a Ring of Protection +2, a Wand of Fly with 13 charges remaining, and a Wand of Technomancy with 40 charges remaining.
Oh, sick.
Is the gun magical or technological?
Both. So I guess you would know that it's magically a +2.
Do you want to roll your engineero for it?
Honestly, while Brixby was looking at all this stuff, Tarazi was going to, like, I rolled a 31 disable device to see if there was a way to just kind of, and it's dark, but like humanely pull the plug on this thing. Like, Tarazi hates the Technic League, doesn't want them getting this information, but also doesn't want the like smash this brain jar open, so if there's a way to just like power it down.
Yeah, I think you could probably figure out that, like, if you disconnect the electrodes, like, the whole thing just kind of ceases to function, and whatever strange technology is keeping the brain afloat will power down and let the thing rest, as it were.
Okay.
All right, so unaware of the brain aside, anybody, do you have knowledge engineering, Alwyn?
Yeah, but it's not super high.
I just don't want to like monopolize I know it's like a big thing for wizards. But still.
It's actually, I think I put a point in that I'm gonna put 2 in on my level up because I'm up to 9. I didn't think I was that high. That's a decent engineering. I mean, it's nothing compared to what Tarazi and Brixby have, but it's not horrible. I give it a roll, or
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
We can always roll after if it doesn't work. I think it's more
is
fun that way.
a 7 on the die for a 16.
Let me find the item in the technology guide.
See. If it's a crappy enough little item, that might work even at the level we are.
While Sam is looking this up, maybe
Alwyn should probably hold on to this wand fly, I imagine.
well, because it's like on the spell list, but it's not one of your known spells, right?
No.
Sense to me.
It's one that I keep thinking, like, ooh, I should take that at some point, but I haven't yet.
So that just means you can boop other people to make everybody fly.
16 doesn't hit the DC.
Okay. While somebody else looks that up, he will pop that wand of fly into his handy haversack that he's definitely had ever since we were in Iden Bay.
I only got a 25.
DC 23. This is a +2 laser pistol. A laser pistol emits a beam of intensely focused light capable of burning anything it strikes. Laser attack can pass through force fields and force effects such as Wall of Force to damage the foe beyond without damaging the field itself. Objects like glass and other transparent barriers do not provide cover from lasers, but unlike force barriers, transparent barriers do take damage from lasers. Invisible creatures are immune to damage from laser weapons. Fog, smoke, and other clouds provide cover in addition to concealment from laser attacks.
This might be useful for our friend, Asuma. It looks like your weapon only does a certain style of damage.
Is it an ice laser? I only deal in ice damage. It's kind of, I got a thing going. It's really hampered me.
Yeah, it's like hot ice. Just take it. Just take it.
I will take it. Thank you. Now she's got a rifle in 2 hands and a pistol in 1.
Nice.
I will probably hold on to that technomancy wand. It's just essentially like the identify spell for techno stuff. Because we will inevitably run into something that even my plus 23 to knowledge engineering may not be a gimme. So, and it looks like this spell book has a bunch of technology related spells, but I think I have a lot of them.
Yeah,
through
I've
other
only
books.
pasted the technology related spells from it. I mean, he has like kind of the super mundane stuff, but the technology type things are the only things he has that would be of any interest.
Greater make whole. Nice.
Yeah, that is, I think, one that would be a good addition. But yeah, for folks at home, it is a detect radiation, discharge, irradiate, magic circle against technology, make whole greater, protection from technology, rebuke technology, recharge, remove radioactivity, technomancy.
If I could trouble you all, perhaps I can take that access card as a sort of proof of his rank.
What's our other access card color? Green?
I think green is the last one you got, yeah.
Is that better or worse than red? Do we know that? Is there like a poster on the wall?
Red is better than green. I don't know that you'd have any way of knowing the key to these things.
Yeah.
Surely his badge is proof enough. Friend, Hersek.
I just mean in case they think that I am trying to swindle things, you know.
There's no swindling.
And Brixby like rips, just like he did to the person inside of the tower that wasn't the boss. Wow, I'm doing a great job of remembering everything in this
Fergus.
AP that I totally played in. Okay, let's try this again. Because, yeah, he did it to the, like, Fergus's, like, TA. I believe he ripped the, like, pages out of Fergus's TA's book. He's going to do the exact same thing with only, like, 2 of these spells. And then just be like,
This should be sufficient. He wrote his name on the dotted line in the front.
he's like, very bubbly ease.
I suppose I can make do with this.
So we still have another floor.
Isn't there a down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple more passages. I think there's one more up,
Yeah.
and then there's the one that went down.
I remember there was one that was like flooded because that was part of the reason that I'm glad we rested in between, because I used all my highest level slots and I wanted to cast Life Bubble on us for that one because we didn't know how much of it was underwater. I don't remember what one that was. I think that was the down one.
Yeah, the down one, and it wasn't like, it's not like the passage was flooded, it's just like it's that same murky, swampy water running down the
Oh, I
passage.
thought
and
like
it
we
was
had to
going
go
down lower.
underwater to get into that one. Okay, I misunderstood that then.
Well, Herr Sek, are you off to Starfall then, or will you continue exploring this awful place with us?
On account of that deal you made where you said we'd help you, you'd help us, and we're not done yet doing whatever it is we have to do.
Well, I suppose I can assist you with the rest of this cave. How does that sound? And then we will part ways when we are finished here.
Kira gives him a hug.
He looks pretty surprised, but he will hug back.
Yeah.
So does Tarazzi. His eyes get super wide.
Best friends.
Best friends. Sorry, Bricks.
No, it's
On
fine.
at least 2 levels.
That is a different kind of relationship.
So, but you're taking just the spell books, right?
And then the brain canister. If you would like to render it inert before I do, I have no objection.
Can we take the brain?
I suppose if we would like to make it look as if it is broken, or if it look as if it was broken when we got here.
Yeah, I to clarify to everybody in the party, I don't like want the brain, but I don't want them bringing him back. There's magics that you
Yeah,
can just
if
get a
they have resurrection,
speck.
they only need a single piece of them.
Exactly. Yes, but in game they only need like a speck, a neuron, a bit to bring him back. So we keep the brain. And
Yes, very powerful priests, which I'm not 100% sure this league would have, since they don't seem to be that type of caster, but we can't run that risk. If you're a powerful enough priest, you can bring someone back from even something like this brain.
and then we can part ways.
Or they could put his brain in like a big robot or something. It could be,
And
that'd be super cool, though. I kind of want to see it.
That won't happen unless Paul Verhoeven takes over, technically.
I mean, I've seen brains inside of a robot already inside of the skull of the spider, and it was not very cool for the brains. So I understand they were quite collected. Anyway,
Can't say got him, catch 'em all. Legal says I'm not allowed to, but I break it, and then the brain falls out. And then, I don't know. Probably just do something with it. Is it like cool to feed that to Levi? I don't want to. Okay, that's fair. I respect that. I wasn't sure if he was like an Andrew Zimmern kind of snake, or if he was like kind of that's his last name, right? The weird foods guy who eats like eyeballs. Anyway, great. Good talk, everybody. Anyway, we're not feeding the brain to the snake.
I mean, just leaving it is... I mean, is anyone ever going to find it here?
We did.
That's true.
Yeah, no, we really gotta like.
Do we have like an extra like grenade or something? What's the most appropriate like respectful burial for the brain? So we can avoid
Definitely
that.
a grenade.
You're talking about appropriate, and you're
No,
shove a
That's
grenade.
appropriate and
So we can
respectful, like a grenade.
so we can avoid it and jam a grenade in there instead.
Just tuck a grenade in.
Yeah, let's burn that. I'm trying to think about what the appropriate. We're just gonna use a lot of acid splashes on the brain. It's like a really long and stinky period of
It's
time.
just a terribly inefficient process. But and the
boy,
brain
do
puts
we-
up no resistance. Without the canister, it is dead.
Yep, we're the heroes. So I melt that guy's brain anyway.
Hersek puts away the broken canister and the spell books, and it's as much as he thinks he can use to prove it was the race, but no brain.
Yeah, no, I'm not willing to give them anything else. It's not like he like carved his name into the wand of technomancy. So maybe he did. I don't know. He's got like a label maker and just went nuts.
Little cricket machine.
That would be the kind of Androffen technology that would get everybody in the office excited.
They guess have the Androffen version of like one of those wood lasers that just etches.
Oh, I want one of those so bad.
They're fun to play with.
I imagine your sister and brother-in-law have like 8,000.
They have 2.
That's enough.
Same thing.
That's still a lot.
So there is this ring. Big stuff. What's your protection like?
It's pretty good. I feel like I'm pretty protected. If you're looking for a numerical value, it's it's a ring of it's +2 ring of protection. I think I have one of those already.
Do you? And does Tarazi?
Oh, I have a ring of protection +1. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I would give it to Kira first. Yeah. Unless Tarazi doesn't have one at all. Does he have at least a 1?
He is +2 already.
Okay. Because that's better on the frontliners before the rest of us get them.
Okay.
You could always give it to Hersek.
How about I
He's
give
talking
you
about
this
himself
old
in
one
the third
I have?
person.
Oh,
If you-
her sec.
If you want to give it to old Hersek, he wouldn't object to a +1.
Yeah. I'm sure that your narrative purpose after this cave will be rich and rewarding. But let's just live in the now, my love.
Aww.
Check the basement. You're going first.
Perhaps we should do the one that is closer to us, over in the gug room first, and then the basement after, just for proximity's sake.
Fair.
Cue 15 minutes of us moving ourselves to the gug room.
I'm dragging everybody over.
Oh, yay. Look at me go.
Oh no, you're in a wall.
Oh, hey, it's the
Oh,
Gug.
Oh no, he's let me go.
Oh. We're more in a wall now than we were before.
Hello, Gugless.
All right, I think everybody's not trapped in walls. No, Tarazi's in a wall.
No, I was going to say Tarazi's directly in the middle of a 1 square pillar.
Oops.
All I know, just another snake in the wall.
So down at the Gug Cave, there's another one of these passages that you can climb up, which leads you through a narrow corridor that The air in this long, low-ceilinged cave is particularly close and foul-smelling, and the fungus is growing thick on every surface. It seems particularly decayed and corrupt. The ceiling in here is a mere 6 feet high, not 30 like some people think, with the hole leading to a tunnel at the east end that you just came out of. The western reaches of the cave pulsate eerily with a black, throbbing miasma.
What's pulsing?
appreciate-
The walls?
There's just like weird blackness over on the left side of the room, basically.
Oh, let's go touch it.
A throbbing,
Alwyn is
pulsing
going
blackness.
to turn on his, whatchamacallit, the masks we're always wearing.
Throbbing, pulsing blackness.
Mhm.
I'm
Way to
Gonna
charge of
chill.
that bad boy.
It's gonna be
Shimmy on up
for
here.
me.
Let me just kind of draw the throbbing, pulsing blackness for everybody.
Cool.
The old TPB.
Yeah.
Does it look natural?
Not supernatural, no.
Natural throbbing, pulsing blackness?
It's like a null
Oh,
arcana
not
kind of
supernatural?
thing, or-
No, I was going to say not supernatural is good.
Not supernatural. Let's see, what would you call the role for this guy?
Oh no.
Probably Dungeonero?
Oh,
I'm using
no.
guy in a more generic sense.
Sure,
there.
sure, sure.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
But it's garbage.
Don't worry, I got a total of an 11. I feel pretty confident.
We're safe with my 17.
Yeah, you can't make heads or tails of it with that roll.
They're actually low enough that it's worth rolling mine. Nope, I got a 7. 2 on the die.
Neither of you know what that is.
Right. They really strike me as skillful classes.
Yeah, if it was a creature, I'd get to throw
Oh,
a slight
so-
bump for favorite enemy, but
I'm so sorry. I was talking to the GMPCs. I would not be that rough with the other people in my party when I say skillful classes. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, you both are deeply skillful and wonderful.
I'm sorry, GMPCs.
Oh, I do not have any knowledge of that kind. I don't know what,
You're a high
what he just said,
5%.
but I also don't have that kind of knowledge. We didn't have
Me
throbbing miasma back on my planet.
So,
Well, let's just go check it out then.
yeah.
I'm sure nothing bad could happen. Perhaps the Orange Julius is well hidden.
I'm right behind you.
You know,
I'll approach it from this angle. Up.
hold on. Before we all approach it, I just remembered an item that I have. Alwyn is going to dig in his haversack and pull out the Wand of Gust of Wind, which still has 5 charges. And he's just gonna kind of say, if everyone could get out of the line of effect, I'm going to see if maybe I can clear this, since it looks like it might be dangerous. And then, once there's nobody in front of him, just so he doesn't accidentally blow Tarazi into it, he's going to use one of the last 5 charges on this bad boy and see if it clears the miasma.
The gust of wind blows through the darkness, rattling some of the stinky, decaying fungus, but the darkness remains.
It's beautiful.
It's interesting.
does it react? Does it peer back?
It doesn't appear to be, like, physical in a way that, would exist or respond to physical contact in that sort of way.
So if I hailed it as "Hello, darkness, my old friend," it would just continue to throb and pulse.
It might.
Fair.
I have come to pulse with you again.
Thank you for choosing that instead of to throb with you again.
Yeah, no problem.
This is a family show.
Of course.
All
right,
Alan will put the wand away
Does
and
anyone
shrug
have?
and
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Do we cast magic missile at the darkness? What do we do? That is...
Fireball.
I can cast a magic missile. I will not be using any of these. Oh.
Tarazi will kind of approach but not cross into it, and then just kind of poke his null blade into the darkness. Does it pass through?
I was going to say, yeah. Kira
Have
jabs
the
it.
weapons pass through it like there's nothing there.
I really want to touch it with my
Yeah, okay.
hand.
And Tarazi will just walk into it.
Can you make me a fortitude save?
Like, can I? Of course. Do I need to at this moment? I feel like that's a totally different question. Yeah, sure, I'll roll. I hope a 32 makes it.
Yeah, you're good. But now that you're inside this pulsing field of throbbing darkness, you can see that it's emanating from the corpse of Amigo. Like, it's literally like as if this dead body is projecting darkness out of it.
That's weird.
Wild. Is there anything on it?
No. Looks like this thing's been stashed up here for a little bit of time now.
To look at the why would it be projecting darkness, is that a spellcraft or arcana?
I would say you could do a spellcraft. We could do dark tapestry lore.
Can we still hear him while he's in there? Like if he yells out to us what he sees? Or does it cut him off from us anyway? Okay.
Yeah, no, it's not like a dimensional weirdness or anything. It just seems to be like a patch of strange magical darkness.
Spellcraft then, because that's my
Throbbing darkness.
one that I have 1,000,000 points in.
A rare moment of insight. Tarazi gets a natural 20 on his spellcraft for still only a 24. That's a natural 20.
That's pretty great.
Alwyn got an 18 on his spellcraft for a 39.
Oh, I have a spellcraft. I'll try. 5.
Yay.
So I don't think Kira knows what this is. But Tarazi and Alwyn, I think, putting it together, seeing that it's coming from this dead creature, it looks like this Migo died of a strange affliction that is only really known as Dominion Plague, which is an affliction that the Dominion of the Black uses a nameless contagion to attack creatures that might not be able to see in the darkness, infecting them with this plague, which not only slowly eats away at them and eventually kills them, but also gives the creatures that were born in the dark, as opposed to merely adopting it, a distinct advantage.
Wow.
Oh, no.
So
Upon discerning that, Tarazi will step out of the cloud and wonders if maybe the other Migo just kind of kept it here because they were afraid it might spread or something.
I think Alwyn will say, I don't know exactly what that is, but I think it is very dangerous and very contagious, and it has to do with the Dominion, so we should probably just leave it up here like the Migo did.
Is there any way we can clean it up and make it less pulsing? IDK.
Is it a heal check thing or a magic-y thing?
I think it would be, in effect, basically like remove disease to clear this out of the body and get rid of the nameless contagion.
I mean, it's stuffed in an attic somewhere. I don't think we need to waste a spell slot.
Which
Lurk.
brings me... Oh,
I say Lurk couldn't cast it. Clown.
Apparently he didn't want to burn the spell slot either. He was saving it.
This means we should be wary before we go to the Dominion. That this could happen to us. Ugh.
And there's like nothing else up here.
Right. It looks like this was contaminated body storage, basically.
Cool.
With my, whatever the heck it was, 39, would I know if stuff like our filter masks and stuff would help against this, or because it's magical in nature, are we just stuck with making the roll no matter what?
It seems like basically any physical contact, either with the afflicted
Okay.
or with the darkness itself.
Yeah. That's what I was worried about.
Yeah. But like, doesn't remove disease also give you like a benefit against rolling for disease? Isn't it like a long-term buff too? Or am I thinking of something else?
I think I can tell you that I think I have removed disease. No, I have diagnosed disease. Do I have removed disease? I might not have removed
Well,
disease.
While you're looking
no, there it
that
is.
up, does Tarazi think, or would I need to really heal check, that his exposure is something that I'll have to worry about in the future, or that he just effectively avoid contracting it?
I think he is pretty confident he's avoided contracting it as. I mean, he's a hardy dude. He's confident.
Oh, so checking back in after reading remove disease, it does not provide any protections against catching. It only removes it, and it even specifically mentions in the text that because it is an instantaneous effect, if you're re-exposed to the same disease, you can catch it again.
Yeah, I know some of them like give you a benefit towards saves. I think it's probably like remove sickness or something.
I think there is something similar to delay poison that's for specifically disease that does that.
Alright, so we have a basement to go to. Let's leave this somehow even more awful than the rest of this place.
Yes, perhaps Learhatch's mom is down there. Or that's her house and that's just where he lived. Got him.
In her basement. I see.
I'm here to meet Lairhatch's family. All played by Lairhatch, Tyler Perry style.
It's a real Eddie Murphy.
Or yeah,
Or
Eddie
Tyler
Murphy.
Perry.
Yeah,
As
either one.
traditionally.
The Nutty Cleric, starring Lurhatch. Lurhatch and Lurhatch. Yeah, let's explore this 30-foot ceiling room with something skeletal in it.
Dragging everybody over rather than make. You already did that room.
Fine.
That was the one with the half bracelet in it.
Oh, yeah. We never found the other half of that, did we?
No.
Nope.
Not yet.
I've dragged you back over to the triple
I'm
gug
surprised
room.
that wasn't with the lieutenant's gear.
Book 6. We're going to find it.
It's going to be downstairs in the dryer.
Yeah. It's going to be like on Kebath Cool's wrist or something.
All right. Into the basement, but not Brixby first. Huh?
Yeah.
Come on, share.
Are you sure you do not want to go first?
No, yeah, you've got it. Look at you go.
Slides down.
And Brixby casts Stone Shape and just leaves him in there.
Yes.
Absolutely brutal.
We just drop all the grenades down there.
And I'm sure there's like another encounter in here that
There
they
it
could
is.
potentially die in.
Oh, wow, this is like a real tunnel.
The hole in the ceiling empties into this small cave where a narrow tunnel leads to the northeast and a sickly yellow-green light flickers.
I don't like that.
Would you say it's a chartreuse?
It is chartreuse.
Oh, no.
Oh no, I'm
No.
still on the other map.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, chartreuse.
Oh yeah. All right. Well,
I'm waiting patiently. I shall wait no longer.
Wait, just a little bit longer.
Tarazi steps forward enough and then sees something and motions to the rest of the party. The international hand signal for, oh no, there's more me go.
Oh no.
Maybe a troop even.
Like a shrimp with wings, like.
Yes.
It's just shrimp. That's funny. I liked that.
The international hand signal for shrimp with wings.
Shrimp. Heaven. Now. Someone will appreciate that.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So, here, Sec. My little trooper.
Shall I
Yeah, you should.
lead the way down into the breach?
Absolutely.
All right then.
Yes, study that target.
Oh,
Goodbye. I mean, good guy.
Good guy. he is.
you're all
Good guy.
you're all coming behind me, right? We're talking quite a bit, and I think we've gotten their attention. And it seems as if we might want to roll for initiative.
Yeah, lead them back here, and then
I
we'll
mean, at
roll
least
for
you
initiative.
should.
Very
You have to
harsh.
post twice.
All right, let's try.
But it
and
is
open
time to
this.
roll for initiative. Why won't it show me the icon for battle? There we go. Foundry's being a little bit weird. All right. Good thing Hersek all alone up in front rolled badly for initiative.
He's fine.
Bummer. Sure gonna miss that guy.
All right. How about Levi and Tarazi?
A 17 off the dice for a dirty 20.
That's pretty good. How about Alwyn?
Alwyn got a 15 on the die for a 22.
Kira
13 for a 19.
and Brixby.
16 arena for a 28.
All right. Beginning combat. That is Brixby up first.
All right. So does this look like a troop to me?
Yeah, it looks like there are enough me go here that it's probably another troop.
All right. Remembering that big boomies do a decent amount of damage, Brixby is going to roll and toss a guano ball down the hallway and explode a fireball on the northeasternmost of the Migo in the troop. So please roll me a reflex save.
18.
Ooh, that's a pretty good one you got there. Unfortunately, it's a DC 19. So you are going to take 10d6. That's the max, right? Or is it 8?
10d6 is indeed the max.
Alright. Some fire for you. Yeah, that was right. You rolled a 0. Okay, that looks relatively average. So that's a 42.
Making me do math here, as somehow that seems to do both more damage and less damage than you would expect.
Yes.
But I mean, it's a ton of damage.
No, but I remember this from last time with the whole resistance, but also one and whatever. It's the end of my turn. That's my turn.
All right, that will bring us to Deep Asuma. Deep Asuma has a gun that can hurt me go now. So I think she is going to run up and kind of peek around the corner. I'm just going to pull up her character sheet. And she's going to take one shot with, what's it called? You know, the thing that makes it hurt more? With the fire gun.
Deadly aim.
Deadly aim, that's the one. And she will hit. So that is going to be 15 damage, not too shabby. their first laser shot. And Alwyn.
Question after just looking up a rules thing real quick. Is this troop actively flying, or are they standing on the ground of this cave at the moment?
They're standing on the ground. They seem to be all, like, kind of grouped around these weird metallic fungal tables where they've got some kind of a dissection going on.
Okay, then he is going to... Sure, I measured this once, but let me measure it again. Okay, I am close enough to physically see them. He is going to... actually, I don't know if this works. It's an area of effect, but it's only a 10-foot thing. I'm going to assume this might work, otherwise I'm just burning the spell. But he is going to cast Acid Pit, which is one of the spells he got at his level up, and create a 10-foot pit of acid starting at this square and going to this one. And I did look up the Pathfinder rules for a creature that has the ability to fly, and they can make a DC Chen fly check to avoid falling into a pit if they have the ability to fly but are not actively flying.
Okay. So, let's draw the acid pit first. You said you did it, like, down here, the bottom right corner?
No, top left, because that's what I can see.
Top left corner. Okay. So the troop is going to make a reflex save, I guess, to avoid falling
Yeah, first
in.
would be the reflex save, and then if they do fall, they can make the fly check to avoid actually falling.
Alright, it's a 14 on the reflex save, which I assume is a fall.
That is a fail. Yep.
But a 12 on the fly check.
Okay, so they are able to just kind of hover there. But they are over a pit with acid in the bottom of it.
Nice. That's always
and
fun.
that will be his turn.
Alright, Snake Squad.
Yay. Don't really want to run right up to them and be bordering on acid pit. So, just gonna delay for now.
Alright, Kira.
Think I am also gonna delay and see if they start heading down here.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, I am still drawing circles, but that brings us to the Mi-Go's troop's turn, and I think the Mi-Go are going to kind of gonna worm its way over to be in front of Hersik, and then he's gonna take some troop damage. So I'm gonna use the text thing rather than figuring that out. Alright, so Hersik is gonna take 15 damage, and then they're gonna get a free attempt to grab him and roll a natural 1 on the grab. So Hersik is not grabbed. He's got Mi-Go in front of him. And I think he's going to take his turn. I think what he's going to do with all these wonderful bug monsters just right up in his face is he's going to do a single attack with power attack and improved vital strike. He's just going to stab him super hard. And he misses. And then he is going to just take a 5-foot step to make a little bit of space for somebody else to get in there.
A 5-foot step directly in front of the person with a gun.
Well, there's not anywhere else he can go without provoking. Alright, if nobody else wants to jump into combat here, it brings us back around to Brixby.
Now I am the one who delays, because I don't want to light anybody up between here and the troop.
Alright, well, Asuma is going to shoot once more. She will hit again. 14 damage this time. And then she's going to kind of scoot out of the way in case anybody needs a clear shot. Alwyn.
Alwyn is going to cast haste on the party, so everybody mark haste on. And quick question, no time has passed since the last time we fought a troop, but targeted spells do not work on them at all, correct? Like with like with a swarm. Okay. Just wanted to double check. Thought I remembered that, but it's not been a minute because no time has passed. That will be his turn, though, casting haste on everybody.
Alright, which brings us to Fast Snakes.
Yeah, fast snakes. We're just gonna have Tarazi sheath the null blade and draw the orc horn bow. So that takes his full turn. But, you know, by the time they get up here, he'll be able to make some mildly effective shots. He's definitely giving Hersek the opinion, like, totally, I'm going to really try hard to fight these guys and not hanging out to try. He even says,
Oh, yes. Once they get just a little closer, I'll shoot them all. Good job.
This is really messed up. This is a terrible way to say goodbye to a friend.
What? No, we're not saying goodbye.
Well, I'm leaving after we finish the cave, is the thing.
Oh, yeah, of course, that's what you meant, yes.
and yeah, that'll do it.
Levi's not doing anything?
I would have him scooch closer to be able to AOO better, but there's really nowhere for him to go that would position him, so he's just gonna hang out.
Alright, Kira.
Kira's gonna ready an action to attack if any of the Migo get within attacking distance.
It's not very nice. To Hersek.
Can optionally stay away. Oh, to Hersek. Yeah, I'd okay about that guy.
Alright, well, the Migo will shuffle a little bit farther down the thing, and they're going to once again automatically damage Hersek. Alright. And then they're going to attempt to grapple him.
Oh, poor guy.
And fail. And I think Hersek is going to once again go for one attack with all his special stuff turned on. He's going to actually hit this time. And the cold die doesn't do anything, but that is still non-trivial damage. He hurts them pretty well, and then he's just going to kind of go, all right, you've made your point, and run away from them, getting himself attack of opportunity once more, but opening things up a little bit. Just making sure they don't successfully grapple him on the third try. They do not. All right.
Phew.
Now, we're into round 3. Brixby is back up.
I am still a rat of an inaction.
I can't hear anybody. Well, how about this? At the top of round 3, I'm going to bed.
Okay, good
That's
night,
an option.
Sam.
That's night,
Good night,
Sam.
Sam.
Good night, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, well, I can't hear anybody, so I'm going to bed.
Good night, Sam.
Good night, Sam and Craig.
Good night,
Here's
Sam.
Zach.
Against the machine. Against the machine.
Pot Against the Machine is property of Network Against the Machine LLC, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are property of Paizo Publishing. See their website for more details. Theme Against the Machine was written and performed by our own Zach. See the show notes for additional music and sound licensing. If you can
enjoyed the show, we encourage you to leave us a review.
Wave Formington.
Waveform serial ports.
Waveforms.
Magic packet.
Magic
So many
packet.
pins.
Uptime.
Uptime.
Latency.
Parallel processing.
RS
Certificate
232. No, don't even
Yes.
invite that.
Yes.
Recording waveform.
Trust Certificate Authority. DNS.
I just finished our
Really
3-hour
just trying to
security training, and so I'm feeling pretty secure right now. Although I learned that I break a lot of rules. Also, apparently, that whole turning off the computer thing is like just known.
Yeah?
Everyone's like, "Yeah, turn off your computer." Wild.
Yeah.
So I know what John Cena checks out from the library, but I'm not allowed to tell anybody.
Dang.
Next time.
Next time. Unless you pay for the Patreon. We're not even recording. Let's clap.
The floor and walls in this room are caked with a layer of fuzzy green mold. Along the southern wall, a ledge 20 feet above the ground seems relatively clear of fungal growth. Skeletal... No, that's the wrong room.
I know.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
Yet. Just bull rush him. No. I'm going to do another delay.
Dak, you're up.
Yep. Did you not doing another delay? Did that
You're
not?
also muted.
Oh
No,
no.
he's not muted. I can hear
No, he's
him.
not.
Yeah, we all hear him.
Yeah. Oh no.
Can you not hear any of us?
Sam, can you not hear any of us?
Sam.
Sam.
Can you hear any of us? All of us. Everyone else point to your mouth. Can you hear? Can you not hear anyone?
We're all talking.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh no, you.
Yeah, he cannot hear us.
It appears Zach cannot hear us, just as we cannot hear him.
No, we...
No, that's not what we're saying.
This is my guess on the current situation.
Wrong. You are wrong. It's not the right situation.